Hey everybody, today I want to talk about what is the best brokerage for REO. I'm Tom Day, this is the Default Agent channel. Before I get into that, I'd love to hear what's happening in your marketplace. Tell me, how's demand? How are sales? Here in Fort Lauderdale area, yeah, there's a noticeable drop off in demand. You need to take a closer look at the different price ranges to get a true feeling for what's happening. You can see that in the non-luxury categories of 750 and below, there's still pretty decent demand, and inventory is still quite low, just about 2 months worth of inventory. As you get into the more luxury categories, 750 up to 2 million, it's approaching a balanced market. There's about 4.5 months worth of inventory. And then when you go into the upper luxury categories of 2 million and higher, wow, we've got close to a year's worth of inventory. So that's very telling to me. I'd love to hear what's happening in your marketplace, so please leave comments for me below. So does it matter which broker you're with if you want to be in the REO niche? I think so, and I'll explain why. Now, if you've been watching my channel, you probably know that I've been with EXP for a little while. I actually joined in May of 2021. And I'll give you a brief story of how I ended up at EXP. I had been with RE/MAX for 13 years. I was pretty happy with them. I think in reality, I was mostly comfortable being there. I did go and try one of those 100% brokerages for a little while. In the end, I felt that it just wasn't for me. They don't really attract the best and brightest at those 100% brokerages. I'm sorry. I'm not saying that there aren't good agents there. There were a fair amount of good agents, highly productive ones. But for the most part, it's just agents that are dabbling in real estate. They're not all in. They just need a cheap place to hang their license. So I returned to RE/MAX, and I was there for a year before the pandemic hit. You know, once the pandemic hit, like a lot of agents, I had some time on my hands, so I was spending a lot more time on YouTube, and I was becoming intrigued with it. There are a number of EXP agents who have a strong presence on YouTube, so they came on my radar for sure, but I never took any action on it. Then one day in late spring of 2021, I'm at my office at RE/MAX, and in stroll my former brokers, Jim and Suzanne. They had been in the process of selling their franchise to another couple guys, a couple brothers. I fully intended to stick with them. I thought they were great. Started having a conversation with Jim and Suzanne, and it was their last day. They were clearing out their desks, and they spring on me that, hey, Tom, we've joined EXP. And that came as a bit of a shock to me, because as best as I knew that they intended to retire, at least from real estate sales. And then they tell me that the guys that they had sold their franchise to were leaving RE/MAX for EXP. And that just blew my mind. I needed to take an even closer look upon hearing that. Later that evening, over beers, we started talking about the whole thing. And they were really excited about it, and I was becoming very intrigued with it as well. A couple days later, I find myself on a Zoom call with Ricky Caruth. If you don't know who Ricky is, he has a huge presence here on YouTube, and I'll leave a link to his channel. You should go check that out as well. And I'm on this Zoom call with a lot of my associates from RE/MAX and Ricky, and by the end of it, I'm pretty much convinced that EXP is for me. So after that call, I wasn't quite ready to make the switch right then and there. I had a bit of a problem listing that I didn't think would move along with me to EXP, so I held off. And once that listing was closed, I made the move, which was late May 2021. And I've been more than happy ever since. They've exceeded my expectations, really. Now, my move to EXP had nothing to do with REO at all. The pandemic lockdowns had me thinking about REO for sure. Once I got into EXP, I learned that they have a national strategy for REO. They have an actual REO department. It's headed by a guy with a very strong resume in REO, formerly with Fannie Mae and some asset management companies. He really knew the other side of the business. It's their intention to get on board asset management companies in which they will refer listings to EXP agents. In order to qualify for those REO listings, you need to get certified within EXP, which is no big deal. I took that class online, and I'm qualified. And now I'm certified for EXP REO referral listings. There's no guarantee that of REO referral listings, but it certainly increases the probability of getting REO listings. One of the downsides to being an REO agent is with your REO listings, you become financially responsible for many of the expenses like utilities and repairs and those kinds of things. If you end up with a lot of REO listings, you're going to find yourself out of pocket thousands of dollars for these expenses. Now, they do reimburse you, of course, but I remember when I had many REO listings that I would have thousands of dollars out at a time for these expenses, and it was a real drain on my cash flow. Having the support of the brokerage covering those costs is a tremendous advantage. Now, I have found one downside that I don't particularly like, and that's the way they handle their BPO payments. I used to be able to get my BPO payments paid directly to me, and it made it so much easier. EXP requires you to have your BPOs paid through the company. They do take their split from it, and the online forms that you have to fill out are awkward and time consuming. But I've adapted to it. I'm fine with it. I wish it was better, but again, I'm fine with it. Now, you got to factor in the strength of your brokerage. I remember in the downturn of 2008 and 9, 10 and beyond, I watched not only just a lot of agents leave the business, but many small brokerages failed. I recall that the largest RE/MAX franchise in the greater Fort Lauderdale area folded. The franchise I was with, I had to do a lot of belt tightening. They got rid of some sales managers. They moved to smaller offices, and they got through it. EXP is a publicly traded company. Their ticker symbol is EXPI. They claim to have zero debt. They're profitable today, unlike some of the other big names in real estate that are showing losses right now, even just 2 quarters into a so-called recession. Not everybody agrees on that, but where are these companies going to be when the economy really goes south? That should be interesting to watch. Should you join me at EXP, you'll have my guidance in REO as well. One thing I've discovered since I've been with EXPI is that it has a culture of collaboration as opposed to competition. The people that have sponsored me in the company have a vested interest in my success, and the people that I sponsor, I will have a vested interest in their success. I've certainly gone outside of my comfort zone. 3 years ago, I never would have even thought of being on YouTube, but here I am. So there you go, folks. You have the strength of the EXP model, the REO department that has the possibility of REO listing referrals, financing of your REO listings, the financial strength of the company, and finally, my guidance. I'm not just looking to collaborate with agents who are new to REO. I would love to speak with established REO agents and collaborate with them as well. If this sounds like something that you want to learn more about, I would love to have a conversation with you. I'm going to leave a link in the description of this video where you can schedule a call with me and we can talk more about it. So please do that. And I look forward to talking to you. This is Tom Day, the Default Agent Channel. I'll see you next time.